Hey everyone, my name is Jason Wright and I'm the editor of Oddball Magazine. I'm a trauma survivor and advocate. This piece is called How to Write During a Pandemic. They want me to write you, reader, about how I am doing and how you can be doing like me. You don't want to be like me. I don't think you do. When this pandemic is over, you will be outside in concerts and fresh air, and you'll be laughing at barbecues and walking freely through the supermarkets, hopefully, eventually. You will take your sweetheart out for a nice steak dinner and scallops Oscar, and then promenade to your local movie theater, eat and laugh, or eat and cry, or eat and be scared, or eat and make out, or whatever people do in movie theaters. And I will not. I will not, because going to the movie theater is traumatic for me. It was difficult before the shelter-in-place order, and it will be difficult still afterwards. And I won't eat that scalloped Oscar because the meds I take sometimes make me choke on my food. Or at least I used to. And I have fear of choking because of it. And to top it off, I'm allergic to scallops. And I won't go to that movie theater because I have trauma regarding going to the movie theater. The last time I went to a movie theater, a day drinker asked me if I wanted to step outside, and I told her no. It was not a fun time. I get anxious at movies, and then you will say, maybe with a tinge of impatience, okay, fine then, let's just go to the local watering hole. And I will begrudgingly, and I will sit there, and you will get smashed, and I will be uncomfortable. And all these people drinking at the bar make jokes, hail insults, and all that other stuff that people joke about at bars. And I will drink next to you, and you and a handful of people who used to hate me in high school can talk about the good old days. In turn, I will want to leave the bar, shake off the movie, throw on my headphones, leave the crowd where I found it, call a lifeline, take my meds, and nurse this ever-growing chip on my shoulder. Dramatic? Yes. True? Mostly. Most of that is true. Almost all of it. But that is what my brain does. Years and years of trauma, bullying, and embarrassment, feeling less than others has programmed me to feel like this. But it doesn't mean that I don't fight every single day. And I do. I lean into my writing, I lean into my music, and Oddball Magazine, and my podcast, The Oddball Show. I lean into my work and my books of poetry and my guitar playing. I lean into my job and I lean into my challenges. I don't like going to the movies, it's a well-established fact already, but I lean in. I go. I challenge myself. I say, I'm gonna go to the movies today. I write articles like this that I have no idea who's going to read it or judge me or whatever, because I lean in. I take a chance. I live and I lean in. I write a lot. I go through it. Don't know how I would, but I go through it. And I joke, right? But we are going through this COVID-19 pandemic together, and it is indeed a trauma that we are all facing. Like my friend Sarah said, we're not all in the same boat, but we are all in boats, and we are paddling against uncertain times. So my trauma is not the same as yours, and yours is not the same as mine. But we can all say that we are doing this pandemic, together. Yes, I might still be sheltered in place after this is over, but I have learned to lean in and persevere. I throw on a motivational video, or listen to music, or relax, or meditate, what you call coping skills, I call hobbies. I meditate, and one thing I do is I constantly grind. That is how I deal with what I am dealing with. I create. I don't give up. I gave up before, and that is what has caused some of my biggest regrets. But life is not about regretting everything, but getting stuff done. Making things happen. Moving forward. Be, do, move, be. They say 1 out of 4 people have mental illness. 1 out of 4. And 1 out of 4 of you who are listening probably agree with what I'm saying. And the other 3 of you should too. Because this pandemic is bringing us all face to face with something this generation has never seen before. It's scary. It's a movie theater. It's a bar with bullies. It's a movie theater bar with bullies. It is fighting you and taunting you. This pandemic is trying us all, and it is mean. It is a bully, and it does not discriminate. We need to do this together. Reader, hold on and lean in. Let's do this together. I will. I will, as painful as it is, I will. I will read in public in front of the crowds of people. I will joke, and I will laugh, and it's all good. And all of a sudden, I will be frozen in anxiety, and you will see me, and you will be with your 2.5 children and nuclear family and laughing at dinner, maybe, but at the same time, maybe not. Maybe, because I don't know what you have been through. But we can both maybe stop and say, that was weird, right? And you might say to me, never thought I'd have to wear a mask to get a morning coffee. And I might say, how are you? How is your family? Did everyone get through? And we can talk about our loved ones who made it, beat it, and also those who sadly didn't make it through. This is a hard thing we are dealing with, and we have to have compassion for each and every one of us. My experience might be silly to you. Me as a voice hearer, thought broadcaster, empath, guy who can't go to a movie, freak on the train, loser at the bar, maybe. But hey, that's okay, I get it. You were a dick before this pandemic, and you will be afterwards. And that is okay, because that is you. But I am not you, I am me, and I get through it. I lean in. But then there are the other people who might be like me, and to you, I say, hold on, we've got this. We can do this. We might have been traumatized before this pandemic. Raise your hand if you have been bullied. Raise your hand if you struck out. Raise your hand if you've been embarrassed. Raise your hand if you've never just wanted to raise your hand. How many of you were given nicknames you didn't want? Raise your hand if you've had trauma. Now raise your hand if you were going through the COVID-19 pandemic. That's a lot of you. That's a lot of hands. Wait, that's all of you. So as an advocate before this, and someone who is currently going through it with you, let us know that we are in this together. Regardless of what the doctor checks off on our charts, let's put our past behind us. I will. I will try to. And when this whole thing is over, save me a seat at the bar. Save me a seat at that movie theater. Those tickets for that concert you've been dying to see, count me in. It'll hurt like hell. I might want to rip my hair out or want to stay home, shelter in place. But you know what? I've done that before. I might have to, but I will go. And you will too, in another boat, your boat, weathered by the same storm. And that was especially dedicated to people who are going through COVID-19. That's all of us. And for people who have trauma, that's all of us. Well, let's do this together. You can find me at editor at oddballmagazine.com and www.oddballmagazine.com. Thanks.